Sylvia says, I'm still working on my 50-pound, 8-month puppy to not pull on the leash on walks. She is very strong, and I'm starting to have shoulder and wrist pain from her pulling. I've been training her, in quotes, since she was 10 weeks old.
So yeah, you have an adolescent large pulley breed. There's so much to do. We have a lot of courses on leash stuff. I think in the Dunbar Academy, or how to get polite leash walking. It's boring and hard to do at this phase. Honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. And there's so many different techniques. Too many to really list here. Do we have? Is there on this program? Is there a leash walking segment, Jamie, in this 3 days? I don't think
Um,
there is.
Off the top of my head, I can't tell you. None
I don't
jumps
think
out
there
to
is.
me.
But leash walking, it's an art, it's a skill. It's not the most exciting thing to do. Everything from red light, green light, to stopping when there's even a little bit of tension on the leash, or waiting until there's none, and then marking and moving forward
Oh,
to
okay, sorry.
circling
So
around.
on day
Mm,
4, we've got
okay.
Amanda doing training during on-leash walks and off-leash in dog parks.
Yes. Okay, that'll be great because
And we've
there's
also
there's a
got
ton of techniques.
Yeah, we've also
Mhm.
got Kamal doing training at home for walks and parks. So
Oh, perfect. Okay, so
on day
two
4,
brilliant people doing this. That, I mean, because there's tons to tell you, and it doesn't all have to be boring, but it can be a little tedious. You got to work slowly and build up, but also you are working at your puppy at the probably the most challenging age for that, but it won't get better unless you work on it, so you do have to kind of just forge on. So I'm glad that there are a couple people, because there are tons of things you can do, and probably too much for me to explain in this particular format. But circling back, teaching them hand targeting, you know, lots and lots of things actually. But I would watch Kamal and Amanda because they're both really, really good trainers, and fun people to watch, and take it from there.
so this is kind of a general question that I've seen come up in a number of different comments, number of different questions. This idea of my puppy or my adolescent or older dog is behaving and listening to me while I train at home, but then when we go outside, completely lose their attention. They get distracted by other people, other dogs. So, do you have any general tips for this very common situation people find themselves in?
Okay, because whenever you're on, the volume, the sound is awkward for me. That's why it was good when they're coming up on the screen. But so I didn't hear the beginning age. Is it a puppy that's just starting to go outside, or
Oh
is
no,
it?
this is like we've had like 3 or 4 different questions.
Oh,
I'm
a
kind of
blend of.
grouping them all together. A bunch of people say, "Oh, my dog listens to me at home. I go outside and I lose control."
Well, we do break this down in our essential puppy training course. I don't know whether this part is on the summit or not, but what I can tell you is, take it slowly. Yes, it's a giant leap from indoors to outdoors, out in the real world, and most people just take that one leap. Dogs do not generalize well. They're very contextual, or if you want to put a positive spin on it, they are very fine discriminators, and they notice all changes in the environment. And they are olfactory, focused animals, right? Like, I mean, they have eyes, they use eyes, but they're also smelling everything. And the world of smell is I think perhaps richer than the world of vision, right? So they're being bombarded with visuals and scents and sounds. Their senses are so acute. So you're taking it from going from like a, oh, I don't know, like a kindergarten level, exercise indoors, to, if you go out to the big wide world, to college level work without anything in between. So we do recommend in the course, you'll see this with Eve, and this is one of the things that actually would be useful regardless of the age of your dog, is how to practice these essential skills of following, focusing, paying attention, walking on leash, giving to little tiny bit of leash pressure, understanding the leash tension. Part of the equation of leash tension is their responsibility to relieve, and then practicing that in your house, and then adding distractions inside before you go outside, and then gradually moving. If you have a hallway that's, if you have a garage, or if you have a backyard, or a front stoop, or if there's an apartment building, a hallway, working in those areas before you go out to the world. And then when you get out in the world, don't just go for a walk. Practice all those skills in a I don't want to say a 50-foot space in front of your house or wherever you are. Drive your puppy in a car, go to a new place and work in a 50-foot space. And don't keep moving through the environment. Focus on getting the skills mastered in small bits. There are different reasons to walk your dog. And I would say, well, I'll give you a few of them. Potty walks, obviously. Training walks, obviously. Teaching them how to be on leash. Enrichment walks, exercise walks, all different kinds. And you can blend these walks together, especially as they get older and better at these things. But initially, I would say potty excursions, and then training walks are the thing you should focus on the most, because until you get a dog that can walk nicely on leash, you're not going to really be able to have fun with the adventures and the excursions and the enrichment and exercise walks, and you'll stop walking your dog, and then things just deteriorate from there. So focus on the training walks. They will enrich your dog's mind, teach good habits, and maybe it's not as fun as hiking in the woods or going down the street to the cafe, but it's the way you get to do those things in just a few months' time, or weeks' time, if you work really hard at getting focused with, create some intentional distractions. Like in our course, Jamie's really good at that. Invite a friend over to ride their bicycle past your house over and over, or to wear a funny hat and honk a horn, like a clown horn or something, and practice that. But you can also practice that in your house. And if you haven't done that and you can't get your puppy to follow you off leash or on leash in your house with, a ball rolling by or somebody walking by and doing a silly walk, you're never going to get them to be able to do it outside. So take it more gradually, break down distractions and new environments and duration, and up your reinforcement history. Lots of rewards for being at your side, and you will get success. It's one of the it's the thing that takes the longest to train, and it's but it's so rewarding when you have a dog that can just be on a light leash that you don't have to hold tightly, or you can just drape over your arm, and you don't have to worry about them.
There are so many popular dog training methods out there that it can be frustrating to find out which is going to be best for your dog. In the next video, Dr. Ian Dunbar will share the most effective training method that has been winning over dogs, dog owners, and dog trainers for years.